Now it's your turn to come up with an equation for any given straight line. So if I give you a graph of a straight line, you should be able to come up with an equation for it. So remember, a straight line would be in this form here: y equals mx plus c. Okay, I will do the first one, and then you can do the ones after that. For this first one here, you know, when it's a straight line, you can immediately visualize y equals mx plus c. Now this m here is the gradient. Remember, the gradient is how steep something is. So if you have a graph like this, this is a gradient of 1, where it's a diagonal. Now a gradient of 2 would be steeper. A gradient of 3 would be even steeper. A gradient of a half will be shallower, and so on. Well, anyway, this here is a gradient. Now, if this here is the intercept, so what that means is if you put 0 into the x, so when x equals 0 is somewhere along this line here. Okay, so if you put 0 into this x here, then 0 times m, well, this whole term will be 0 because m times 0, the whole thing would disappear, leaving you c. Well, my point is that the c here is the intercept. So when you put 0 into the x, then because it's right here, that means the intercept in this case is 1. So basically, well, anyway, it's a bit convoluted the way I explained it, but just remember that c is where it crosses this y-axis. Okay, so given this straight line here, if you want to know the equation for this straight line, just immediately visualize y equals mx plus c. So really, you need to know the gradient and the intercept. Well, looking at this, you can see that the intercept is where it crosses the y-axis. So in this case, the intercept will be 1. So you can put 1 into the c. So here it will be y equals mx plus 1, because we know the intercept is 1. Okay, the next step is to find the gradient, the m. So to find out the gradient, yes, you can use this triangle here. You can use this triangle here if you want to. But the thing is, try to choose triangles where it crosses neatly. So here it crosses neatly here, it crosses neatly here. This bit here it crosses. We could probably guess it's in the middle, 1.5. But try to choose points where it crosses neatly. Okay, so hang on. So here, if you look at this here, it crosses neatly here, and it crosses neatly here. It crosses neatly here as well. This point here, well, somewhere in the middle. Well, try to select points where it crosses neatly. So use this triangle here. Okay. Now the gradient is always the height divided by the across. So here the height is 1, while the across here is 2. Okay. So the gradient m equals 1 over 2. Okay, so the gradient is 1 over 2. Or you could use this triangle here. You don't have to use this one. You could use this one here, but it's a bit difficult. Another one that you could use is this one here, because here, look at this, it crosses neatly. So in this case, the height would be 2. The width here would be 4. So in which case the gradient is 2 over 4. So so m here equals 2 over 4, which is a half. Okay, same as what we did. Had we taken this one here, it would be 1 over 2, which is still a half. So you could really use this one if you wanted to, and it would turn out to be a half as well, because look, from here to 2, 4, 5. So it's 5 up here. The height would be 5, and this one here would be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Would be 10, but 10 across. So it would be 5 over 10. So it would be a half anyway. So it's consistent. So it doesn't matter which triangle you use, but try to choose points where it crosses neatly. Well, anyway, given a straight line, you should immediately think of this inside your mind. Okay. Now we know the intercept is 1, so we know mx plus 1. Okay, and now we've just worked out that the gradient is 1 over 2. So well, m is 1 over 2. So you could say why? Well, m is a half here. So we've got to put a half into here. Half of an x. So this bit here is m. Okay? mx plus. Oh no, sorry. Hang on, bear with me. I pressed the wrong button. Bear with me. Oh no. Well, anyway, I pressed the wrong button, so bear with me on this. Yeah, bear with me. Yep, hang on. Okay. So this. Oh, it's a bit hard to see, but hang on. Brush. Hang on. So it would be. Oh, it's getting hard to see now. Hang on. Bear with me. What's going on? Well, anyway, this. Why can't I write? Hang on. Bear with me. What's going on here? Well, anyway, let's move on to the next one. The equation for this line will be y equals a half x plus 1. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on to this one here. Okay, so given this yeah, okay, sorry. So given this line here, come up with the equation for this line here. So press pause and have a go. Okay, so here you immediately think of y equals mx plus c. Okay, so you need to find out the gradient. You need to find out the intercept. So well, the intercept here is 4 because that's where it crosses the y-axis. So if you put 0 into here, that will give. So this whole thing here disappears, giving you 4. Okay, because when x is 0 here, this is 4. So that means when you put 0 into the x, this whole thing goes, and this here is 4. Well, anyway, hang on, I'll do it over here. So y equals mx plus 4. Okay, and now you need to find out the gradient. So you can use any triangle. You could use this one here, or you could use this one here, or you could even use this one here. Okay, so it doesn't matter which one you use. So I'm just going to use this one here. So it's always the height divided by the width. So the height is 1, the width is 4 here. Okay, so m here would be height divided by width, which is a quarter. Okay, so the equation for this line is y equals, well, m is a quarter. Okay, x plus c is 4. Okay, so this here would be your answer. You could remember this is in fact a fraction here, and then you got x multiply, and when you multiply a fraction, it always gets multiplied to the top. So you could visualize it like this: x over 4 plus 4. Remember, you can't merge the two. If you want to merge the two, you've got to turn this into a fraction. So you could do this. Hang on, bear with me. So you could turn this into a fraction. Now, in order to add two fractions together, the two denominators needs to be the same. So you've got a fraction here plus a fraction here. So you could times top and bottom here by 4. So this one here would be x over 4 plus, well, top times top, which is 16 over bottom times bottom, 4. So now the two denominators are the same, so you can merge the two. So it will be x plus 16 over 4. So this here is an equation for this line here, But don't forget, you could just leave it as this, okay? Because normally we're good at seeing this mx plus c. So normally we just identify the m and an x. So you could just leave it like this. So leave it like this. This is just another way of expressing that same thing. Okay. Okay. Next question here. Come up with the equation for this line here. So press pause and have a go. So the first thing you should do, well, a straight line always follows this form here. Y equals mx plus c. Okay, now c is minus 3. So what that means here is mx plus, well, don't forget, this here is c. Well, C here is minus 3, so you put the minus 3 into the C. But the thing is, you can then take the minus sign out here, and because the minus sign is more powerful than the plus, we can just write mx minus 3. Okay. Now it's just a matter of finding out the gradient. Well, the gradient we could use this triangle here. Okay. Or we can use this one here. It doesn't matter. They will all be the same. Or you could use this one here, all the way up here. Okay. Well anyway, we're going to use this one here. Okay. So hang on. So here it would be this. It would be this. We're going to use this one here. So the gradient is always height divided by width. So it's always the up and down divided by the across. So the up and down here would be 4. The across here would be 1. So the gradient is 4 over 1, which is just 4. So earlier we had y equals mx minus 3. Okay. Because the intercept is minus 3. Now we know that the gradient is 4, so we can put the 4 into the gradient. So y equals 4x minus 3. So this is the equation for this line here. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So that's the equation for that line there. So here, come up with the equation for this line. Press pause and have a go. Okay, immediately visualize this inside your mind. Y equals mx plus c. Now c is minus 2. So yes, I can do that bubble thing, but I'm just going to jump straight to it. Minus 2, because the gradient is minus 2. Okay. Well, okay, I'm going to do the long way. Hang on. Oh, hang on. Oh, sorry. No, actually, I'm just going to leave it as that. So here, mx minus 2. So the intercept is minus 2. Okay, the intercept is minus 2. Now we need to find out the gradient. Well, I'm just going to use a random triangle. Let's use this one here. Okay, so the height will be 3. The width will be 2, 4, 5. 5. So the gradient is always the up and down, the height here, the up and down divided by the across. Okay, so the up and down here would be 3. The across here would be 5. So this is the gradient. Have a quick glance to see if you can simplify this. You can't, so just leave it as it is. So this here is our m. Okay, so now we can stuff this into the m. So it will be 3 over 5. Remember this is m here, so this is m here. 3 over 5 times x minus 2. Okay, so maybe we can just multiply the x to the top. Okay, so it will be 3x over 5 minus 2. So this would be the equation for this line here. Okay. Yep. Okay. Next. No, that's it. Okay.